Hey, you hear me out now? I know a lot of guys that went to prison and didn't make it back home. Still out of trouble, man.
Too real to be forgotten. Come on. Get ready, Mississippi.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Hope tip. Grand rising. Praise God. What's up? What's happening? Or whatever it is that you subscribe to. Y'all see I got the vest on. That means it's almost time for me to go get to the money. Or like them guys in Georgia say, go get to the money. Go and pick my son up from basketball practice. And I got a story for y'all about Gmac. Now, Gmac is a legend. Gmac is a street legend. Gmac is a boot camp legend for Oakland Training School, and Gmac is a penitentiary legend. I knew about Gmac before he came on the zone because his name preceded him. Gmac was known on the street. Gmac was known for being a hustler. Gmac was robbing all the dope boys. Gmac was said to be standing on top of buildings and picking cats off with the rifle, like he a assassin or something. Gmac is a real live legend. And in the penitentiary, Gmac did not play. Didn't nobody play with Gmac. Gmac got hands, and he gonna push that iron. You know, Gmac was one of them ones. He was a real live gangster, but he was cool though. He was cool. I got a chance to be on the zone with Gmac, and we stayed on the zone he was on the zone about 4 or 5 months before I ended up going to Marshall County. But before I get into the story, let me go to commercial break, if I may, to address the comment section. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. I went live 4 times in the last 2 days. I'm rocking with the live. I said I was gonna do it more often, but I don't think so, because I like the interaction. I like to talk to the people in the comment section, but it kind of it don't throw me off my story, because I still be focused. I never lose focus. I'm always remember where I'm at in the story when I'm talking to people in the comment. But it take too long for it to upload, and I just want to keep doing the pre-recording. So when I tell the prison stories, I'm a pre-record it. But when I'm kicking some knowledge or got something going on in my life, or want to talk about another subject other than prison, and I still might do some prison stories going live, that's when I'm gonna go live. And I appreciate everybody that rock with me. I got like 10 more subscribers over the weekend, so that's a plus for me. So yeah, I dig the live, but I'm a rock with the pre-recorded videos when I'm telling the prison stories. And I had a guy comment on one of my videos last night. Now this guy, he got a big name in the podcasting industry. And one of my videos, he commented, he like, bro, I like what you're doing. If I can give you some advice, just get to the story faster. So I responded, and I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't too big, or I ain't too ashamed to take no advice. Because my thing is, if you living and you ain't learning, then you really ain't living. You just here. So you know what I mean? Like I ain't too big to learn, because I'm still learning, the YouTube game. And then he commented on another one of my videos. So I'm like, okay, now with the same thing, like no disrespect, bro, but you need to get to the video. Like, he being impatient, bro. Look, no disrespect to you either, but look here. You a podcaster. I'm not a podcaster. I'm only on here to tell stories and kick a little game, kick a little knowledge every now and then. But I'm a working man. And not only am I a working man, I love to work. So I really ain't dependent on YouTube to feed my family and put money in my pocket. And I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. You do yours the way you want to do it. Now, I appreciate the advice. I appreciate the advice. You know, I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying. People, you got people that come in and they like the way I do things. And then you got people that come in that don't really like it, but I don't care. I don't care if you watch me or not. I don't care if you support me or not. Like I said, I am a working man. I'm not, and I love working. I'm not one of those ones who, talking about, you know, don't want no job. You know, they want to, you know, sit behind a computer all day and make their money like that. I ain't knocking that if that's what you want to do. I'm talking about me. I'm a working man. I like to use my hand. I got skills. You know what I mean? So nah, bro. I got genuine people who support me, and they don't mind me doing the skit before I tell the story. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to do something different. Let me flow the way I flow. So yeah. So let me get into the story, bro. So Gmac a legend. I was in Unit 30. I was over there with BD Chicago. BD Chicago had been locked up for a long time. BD Chicago, he unalived the person. BD Chicago got a life sentence. He ain't never going home. We the only BDs on the zone. I think we the only BDs in Unit 30 at the time. But I can't remember who else was over there. I can't remember at the time. But I know one dude on the zone, he was a big old bully. We're gonna call him GD Bully. Like he tried to bully the brothers. You know what I mean? Just starting mess and taking them guys food. And, putting them in violation, putting them in the blender, putting them in the crack, and getting them up out of there. He was one of them ones. He was light-skinned, he was kind of big. But I've been in prison. At this time, I probably been in prison probably about a year and a half. So I'm kind of new, but I'm not new, because I'm real observant. You know what I mean? I know what's going on. And I could tell he just a bully. Now, for guys like BD Slick, BD Chicago will get on his ass. BD Chicago don't play no game, but BD Chicago, he one of the ones, he do his own thing, he mind his own business, he don't care about nobody, what's going on. Long as ain't nobody bothering him and the BDs, he don't care. So, but sometimes you got guys on the zone that know dude a bully, that know a man could be a bully, but a man really a coward. He just picking on the weak. You got some guys that'll get tired of that, and then they'll just go on and beat him up and run him about the zone. But the guys on the zone that knew he really wasn't no pressure for real. He was just picking on the weak, and I really hate people who I hate people like that. Who picking on weak people. At this time, ain't nobody, everybody just minding their business. So one day, Gmac falls on the zone. Now we see they bringing a new intake, they bringing a new transfer. We see them coming down the walk, but we really can't see who they is. But I'm not one of the ones who gonna be running to the window trying to see who's who, because I really don't care. I just didn't care. But when they get closer, you can hear people say, "Oh, they go Gmac, they go Gmac," and he walking towards our building. So you got some guys that like, hope he come on his zone, hope he come on his gun, and then you got guys that's in the organization or the game, like, it's gonna be some straightening, it's gonna be some get right if he come on his zone. And I'm already knowing what they talking about. Like, all that bullying and shit, that shit finna cease when Gmac come on the zone. So boom, Gmac fall on the zone. And Gmac and BD Chicago, they already knew each other. So, the GDs, they helped Gmac get his stuff situated or whatnot. And GD Bully, you know what I mean, he trying to flex his muscle, let Mac G let him know who he is, and he over the zone and whatnot. So a little backstory about Gmac. Gmac, he came from Gmac was BGD, and he was a part of the Jukes. I told y'all they changed their name to the Mob. He was one of the ones that was around when it first started. He was a teenager. Like I said, I already heard about Gmac because my superior, Fanny Mode, you know, when we was in the county jail together, you know, he was telling, you know, prison stories. He used to always talk about Gmac. They was in Unit 22. And back in the days, Unit 22, like, for the people who went to training school when they was young, you know, 14, 15, 16, sometimes 17, and they get into some more trouble when they go to prison. Unit 22 was the unit for the juveniles. So that's what Phantom Mode Gmac. So I already knew about Gmac, but this is my first time meeting him. So after he gets situated, he come holler at BD Chicago, and me and BD Chicago, we was over there, you know, chopping it up and drinking coffee. So we introduced ourselves to each other. You know what I mean? He was a cool dude, bro. Always smiling. You really, I mean, if you didn't know him, you really couldn't see that, you know, he didn't play. Like, you didn't see that in his on his face, but in his demeanor. Like, he wasn't big, but he was stock, you know, he was healthy. Like I say, he always kept a smile on his face. He always grinning and smirking. So him and you know, BD Chicago, I'm just listening. I'm young. I've been in prison like a year and a half. I think I'm like 17, 18. So I'm really just listening. And, you know, and G-Mac asking BD Chicago, like, what's up with GD Bully? But he ain't, you know, I'm just calling him that. That ain't his real name. And BD Chicago, like, man, he really a sucker, but he bullying these guys, you know what I mean? Taking advantage of these guys because of his size and because he got a position. And G-Mac like, oh, word? And BD Chicago like, yeah. So G-Mac like, okay, I got something for him. So a lot of the GDs, they have heard of G-Mac, but a lot of them haven't. So when he walk off, BD Chicago like, watch this, watch what's gonna happen in a couple days. So I'm like, all right, cool. So probably about the next day or so, G-Mac got all the guys, you know, on the workout program, and he got the dude that's over the zone, the dude that's bullying everybody. You know, he and G-Mac, they they together most of the time. They together on the zone. They together, you know, going to the diner hall. G-Mac sliding up under him. He's sliding up under him, if you could pick up what I'm putting down. Really, G-Mac ain't got to do nothing but just go on and do it to him one time. But, you know, G-Mac playing the finesse game. I mean, that's how it go in prison. You know, some people are going to be straight up with it and come on and come on with the pressure. And some people just going to lay low and finesse and you know, move a certain way with you and play chess with you, and then checkmate. It'd be too late for you to even realize what the hell they happened. So one day, so the GD Bullet, he slept in the corner room. Now in Unit 30, it's an open bay, probably about 120 guys on the zone. But on each side of each zone, you have, if I remember correctly, no, just on one side of the zone, you have 2 corner rooms. Now the corner rooms usually with them, the guys who work in the hallway, who get up late at night and buff the floor. That's usually where them guys sleep. But some kind of way, GD Bully got a corner room. So one day, let me say this. So one day I'm walking by, you know, I used to just bust laps around the zone. You catch a lot of people just busting laps around the zone. And, you know, just me being observant. Now, when you in prison, you really just can't stare at people. like that. You look and not look, you see and not see, you hear and not hear, things like that. So I just happened to look over there in the corner room, and GD Bully and Gmac, they laying in the rack together. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's tripping. But in hindsight, it's me knowing in hindsight, you know, Gmac treating him like a B. He treating him like one of his females. And GD Bully ain't picking up on it unless he picking up on it or he just scared or whatever. So that's the first thing that I noticed. And then one day, on commissary day, GD Bully went to the store, and GD Bully got commissary, and like I said, he was taking people commissary, and he tried to take one of the young brothers commissary, and G-Mac stopped him and told him to come in the room. So they went in the room, they stayed in there for a few minutes, and he called an OD, and man, they back down in circle in BD Chicago, like, come on, let's go to the OD. Now again, BDs and GDs really don't get along, but we can plug in if we want to. In BD Chicago, he just want to be nosy. So we walked back there to the OD, back to the back, and GD Bully trying to explain himself, and G-Mac just slapped him. Bitch, I don't want to hear this shit. You don't do no brothers like that. If you want to do somebody like that, do me like that. Slap them again. Bitch, he like, hold on, G-Mac, I'm going. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. And then G-Mac just said, OD over. I done handled the situation. Y'all good, bro. And he said, get your bitch ass to the corner. Take your bitch ass to the room. You know, he followed to the room. And ever since then, like, you know, he did everything that G-Mac told him to do. Like, you know, you're in prison, bro, trying to be a bully. Eventually, another bully gonna come on his own and see if you really a bully. Now, sometimes you got, I ain't gonna call them bullies, but you got guys like G-Mac that's on another zone with a guy like himself that's, you know, that's really about that, that's really a gangster. And, you know, they are the same characters. Most of the time, they going to form an alliance. But sometimes, the tension be so high, and they can be part of the same organization. Sometimes, the tension be so high, somebody going to figure out a way to cross the other one out, if you can pick up what I'm putting down. Either try to get him violated or get him moved out the zone. It get so low down and dirty. These same guys that guys be looking at like they so real, they so tough, they so gangster, be the same ones to go tell the police something about you and get you moved to another building or to a whole nother penitentiary so they can have that power. They don't want to share that power, which is crazy, I know, but that's how it go. That's how I go in the penitentiary. You know, so GD Bully, you know what I mean? He got what he deserved, man. You picking on people. I can't stand people who pick on people, who pick on weak people. I ain't never been that type of dude. Now, growing up, I told y'all, before I turned like 12, 13, like, you know, when I was a little kid, and it's sad that people, that children that pick on people, but, you know, I used to get beat up a lot. But I wasn't scared. And I just couldn't understand like why these kids acting like this. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I got brown eyes, you know, and then I realized most of it is because I come from a 2-parent household, and a lot of them kids that's raised by their mom, you know, they don't like that. They feel like you can't fit in with us. You know what I mean? The psychology is crazy how black people is. But anyway, I wasn't scared. Like, I'd fight back. I couldn't fight because I really wasn't raised in that environment. But if you really think about it, me going to school and fighting every day, I really was raised in the environment, but not in my household. if you can pick up what I'm putting down. Until I turned about 12, 13, I got tired of that shit. And that's why I can't stand people who pick on people. I remember I had to discipline my son. My son was probably about 13 at the time. His mom called me, and I was living in Shreveport. His mom called me. My son was living in Mississippi with his mom at the time. About him and some friends got in trouble for bullying people. I got on the highway right then and there. I ain't had no 9 to 5. I was doing my own business so I could move like I wanted to. So I got on the highway about 4.5 hours drive, and I punished him, and I explained to him why I punished him. You do not bully people. Don't do that, because that could turn out ugly. Their parents can get involved and put their hands on you. Now me and your mama got to get involved, and we could risk our life going to jail, or somebody unaliving us, or somebody unaliving you, or we unaliving somebody. Like, just don't do that. If anything, you help people that are being bullied. Don't be no bully. You know what I mean? I ain't had no problems out of him since. My son, like, I ain't had no problems out of him since. So, yeah, man, all that bullying, man, you gonna get your issue. But back to Gmac, I heard Gmac got out of prison. He got out, and he ended up catching a drug charge and came back. He was out. I did 12 years. Gmac, I know Gmac came to prison about 3-4 times. But the last time he came back, and I was back in Parchment at the time, but I was on the work side of the wall. And at this time, they had like the administration building, and then you got 6 buildings on one side and 6 buildings on the other side in 29 and Unit 29 in Parchment. One side is the work side where all the workers, people going to the field and picking whatever they picking, and then the kitchen workers and the process unit workers, they all on one side of the building, and then on the other side is the whole. That's where all the STG members, all the gang members, and, people just being ignorant and stupid, that's where they at. And I'm talking about it's terrible over there. I'm talking about it's something jumping off every day over there. But at this time, this is when Parchment started. It always been deteriorated. But, the last couple of years, like 6, 7 years, maybe 8 years ago, I know y'all was seeing everything that was going on in Unit 29 with the stabbings and all that. At this time, I think I had like 6 months left before it was time for me to go home. But this when things started getting like weird in Parchment in Unit 29. Now, Unit 29 always had a dark cloud over it. But at this time, when they made that side of the wall solitary confinement, that's when stuff started getting real scary, real wicked over there. And I'm glad I got up out of there before it really just got so inhumane, and it was just crazy. So yeah, Gmac was on that side, and I heard that he had like a few months before it was time for him to go home. In some kind of way, he got caught up in something. Now, so the whole atmosphere hadn't changed around this time. Like, it's more young dudes in here. I mean, they really don't kill all the old heads. They either move them somewhere else. So at this time is when the GDs is losing its structure. And them vice lords, man, they start turning up. It was just crazy. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but the barbarianism, and a lot of them guys started coming out. A lot of young guys coming to prison with life sentence. All the OGs and the old heads either not trying to guide them, don't care, or they somewhere else. You know what I mean? They trying to go home, but or trying to do their time in peace. So it was said that Gmac got stabbed up, man. But they said that when they came and got him and put him on the stretcher thing, they say they rolled him out. And shit, He had that smile on his face. He had that smirk on his face. And he was throwing up the forks like, y'all ain't did nothing. Now, I don't know for sure, like, because they said he was hurt real bad. I don't know for sure if they end up letting him go home because they ain't want him to die in prison. Because, you know, that could be a lawsuit or something. But, so I don't know if he died at home or if he survived. I'm going to have to call some cats. Gmac from Greenville, Mississippi. And Greenville is the wild, wild west. But I'm gonna have to call a couple cats and see what really happened with Gmac. So yeah, man. So y'all stay out of trouble, cause you stay out of trouble, you'll stay out of prison. And yeah, to the next video. Peace.